Now, Iran's supreme leader has launched a thinly veiled attack on the country's former president over the state of the economy. Ali Khamenei said the poor state of the economy was due not only to international sanctions, but also to government mismanagement over the past decade. Iranians are struggling with the rate of inflation, which stands officially at 40%, but which economic experts say is closer to 50%. Well, to talk more about that, I'm joined by Dr. Michael Szanto, a global economy expert. He joins us now live from Miami. Thank you very much for being with us. So tell us a bit more about what exactly the supreme leader is saying. What do you read into it?
I think he's trying to bolster the hardliners that are taking charge in Iran at his blessing. I think he's also trying to scapegoat the overall incompetence of his regime and of his predecessor, the past supreme leader, since the Iranian Revolution. So scapegoating more moderate forces in Iran and also trying to bolster the hardliners, unfortunately.
And just how bad is this state of the economy for ordinary people in Iran? Because we're hearing reports that say very few families can afford to buy meat, and milk and bread are also becoming luxuries.
Very true. And it's in a horrific state. You see water shortages, which is horrible. I mean, it can't get worse than that. You see power failures in a country whose energy resources are practically unparalleled. There's very few countries that should be able to produce oil and even natural gas, and yet Iran is incompetent there, providing just basic gasoline. It's extraordinary incompetence. It's a regime that has been devoted to confrontation with both the United States and Israel, as well as Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates, and it's a complete disaster of an economy.
Well, is it fair to blame it on the former president Hassan Rouhani, especially given Iran is really under the weight of some of the toughest sanctions ever imposed on a country?
Well, of course, the American sanctions have played a role, and it's not at all fair to blame it on the last president. Of course, it's not. He had limited power, and he did seek, to some extent, better ties with the West. But the sanctions are a result of Khamenei's commitment to the nuclear weapons program, to terrorism, to meddling in various countries in the region, from Yemen to Syria to Lebanon. So the blame should rest with Khamenei and not the past president, of course.
Dr. Michael Szanto, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.